here, and I'm very, very excited about this topic, this speaker, everything. Let me give her the proper introduction. She is going to be hitting 10 years as a coach in February. So 10 years. I cannot believe that. And I'm so, so proud that she is a Beachbody coach. She's a superstar diamond coach. She is a 6-time elite, and I believe she's already qualified for 7-time elite. She'll tell me, right? Is that a thumbs up, Amy? 7-time elite going into 2022. Just a super impressive consistency. And she has been in Success Club. Okay, get this, 109 months. 109 months. Am I reading that correctly? 109 months. So that is the 100 club. That means she's been relentless, consistent, persistent, a leader, all the characteristics you want in a Beachbody, Team Beachbody coach. She has been there. She's from Dayton, Ohio, and the team name is Team Grit and Grind. You guys, Amy Grasso is here.
Hey, Sandy.
109 months. I bet 108 months ago, you didn't think that, achieving Success Club every month was going to happen every single month.
I set it as a goal. And, you kind of set those goals without really knowing how you're going to achieve them. But hey, here we are, 100. And actually, it was 2012, December, that I hit Success Club 10 for the first time. So
we are. Here we are. Okay, yeah. So 10 years in the business, and I'm sure in those 10 years you have weathered many, many storms. Oh, yeah. And you have built yourself up to be the leader that you are today. Was there a wake-up call moment in your business where you had to pivot, and do you want to share that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, being in this business for 10 years, I've seen a lot of changes in the network, in social media, especially. And, with those changes, we have to adapt as well. And so one of my really big wake up moments was when I took a look at what I was sharing on social media. And of course, I was doing my workouts and drinking my shake and drinking my Energize and doing all of the things. But what made me realize that, I had to shift my focus was that many people were like, okay, well, I see you doing these things, right? Like, that's great that you did a 20-minute workout, or that's great that you completed a program, but what's in it for me, And I think that so often we do utilize our social media as a place where, we share all about us. And yes, it should be about us. But also as a Team Beachbody coach, I wanted people to realize that I could help them too. So when I started to shift my message from not necessarily I, but to how can I help you? Like, I did this, but this is how I can teach you to have success. This is how I can teach you to, be where I am right now, if that's what you desire. So when I started to make that shift and then really add value, and I loved how Keyshawn was talking about, which, by the way, Keyshawn, just so hyped, so incredible. I love her energy. And I hope to bring that to you guys here today on this call as well. But, she talked about sharing a recipe, sharing the Job 1 sample workout, and adding value to the lives of other people. Once I started to really, really focus in on that, I positioned myself as somebody who was a resource, somebody who, can make a really awesome casserole. I have, casserole recipes that I call casseroles, or who can share a mini workout that they can do. So I'm on the forefront as not just someone who's trying to sell something, but somebody who really, truly enjoys to add value to the lives of others.
I'm just amazed. I'm just loving you so much right now. And when we talked about this topic, about the Totle-Solution, like, okay, everybody can just say it's a Totle-Solution challenge pack. You can just say sell a challenge pack, but you lose the meaning. You lose the intensity of what you get in a pack. But also the way that you have been working with your clients in the last 10 years and getting them a whole solution rather than a halfway investment, I love. And so this topic matched perfectly with who you are. And I want you to just go through your points. The topic today is about communicating that total solution. So take it away.
Yeah, so I'm super passionate about this particular topic because for me, being a problem solver is one of the best things about this business, right? And I came into coaching because I had a problem, or into Beachbody because I had a problem and Beachbody had a solution for me. Okay. And I have seen that most of my, clients and coaches, or clients who become coaches and become some of the best coaches, are people who have really identified the solution that we can provide. Okay. So looking back on 2020, and I know that we're already almost through this 2021, but looking back on 2020, at-home fitness made sense for so many people. And we were the go-to, right? Because not only do we have these amazing at-home workouts, but we have the community that so many people needed. And as we have kind of gone through 2021, I don't really think that has changed. And as we head into this new year, people still need us. They still need what we have to offer with regards to at-home fitness. And now with Beachbody On Demand, the Totle-Solution packs, all of the amazing interactive classes and the new trainers that we have, we have the tools to connect people with what they need, okay? But here's the deal. I don't want to give people a short-term solution, right? I want to give them a long-term sustainable lifestyle that they can take with me in the next 10 years, right? And I think that one of the cool things about what we have to offer is that it can adapt and it can change, and people may be in it for one reason. So if somebody says to me, okay, Amy, I want to lose 5 pounds by Christmas, which Christmas is in just a couple of days. So say they were telling me this at the beginning of December, I can offer them up a short-term solution, sure, but I want to go a little bit deeper with them. I want to ask them questions. I want to know why they want to lose the 5 pounds by Christmas. But then also I want to get so deep that yes, they'll stick with me for the short term, but let's go beyond that, right? Let's go beyond Christmas. Let's create new habits and let's take it into 2022 and beyond, okay? So I typically approach my business with a simple formula, okay? I'm only going to talk about one part of the formula today, but the first part of it is expanding your network. The second part of it is cultivating relationships and discovering a need or a void in somebody's life. That's the relationship building, okay? Then you invite them, and Val did an amazing call last week on the inviting process, so watch that if you haven't. And then that hopefully leads to your desired outcome, which is a new client or a new coach, okay? So I'm going to focus in on the cultivating the relationships and really discovering what they need in order to help them hit their goals, okay? So first and foremost, in conversation, a lot of times I find that people come to me not because necessarily I'm a Beachbody coach, but they come to me because I'm a boy mom, or we have something in common. Maybe they love Ohio State like me, right? They come to me because we have a commonality. We have relatable traits. And within that conversation that I start to have with them and cultivate, I'll start to kind of look for hints that tell me that they have a void in their life or a solution that needs to be fixed, okay? And so, for example, say I'm having a conversation with Sally. And yes, I do have a challenger named Sally. She may talk about how she has super busy mornings, getting her kids off to school, which is relatable to me because same. And she may talk about how, she would love to have the energy to get up early in the mornings and do a workout before the kids get up, but she doesn't seem to have the time, okay? So hints here, she's a busy mom. She has no time. She needs motivation, AKA she's a busy mom with a messy life, right? Also same. So these little tidbits give me the clues as to where I can begin to start the personalization process, okay? So then from there, I look for hints. Now we're going to listen and repeat back, okay? So this is important. A lot of people, may skip this step, but I address what I find and I ask specific questions, okay? So questions. I got my little magnifying glass out, right? Detective Amy. I'm asking questions relating to what I'm hearing while repeating back to her what she told me, right? So the hint above leads me to believe that she wants to get into an early morning routine, but lacks the accountability, right? And the knowledge of what to do and what to do in that short amount of time that she does have. So I may say something like, oh my gosh, you're speaking my language. When it comes to busy mornings, I can so relate because many times I have just enough time to get up, get my workout done, get all the boys off to school and be on with our day. Okay. Thank goodness for my streaming workouts and for my Mama Fuel, my Energize. So again, here I'm repeating back what I heard her tell me, but then I'm also dropping hints myself to tell her as to what I do and how I can help her. Okay. This is, again, giving me a baseline to use to personalize further. Okay. So next up, we have look for hints, listen and repeat back, ask more questions. If you know me, you know that I'm a question asker. Sandy can vouch for this. I ask a lot of questions because I truly want to feel a good idea of what they're looking for or what they need. Okay, this right here is probably the most important step because this is where a lot of times coaches will just offer up a solution pack, right? Which can be what they need, sure, but it may also miss the mark as to what they really, really need. Okay. And what I mean by that is to ask more questions to really get an understanding of why they need what I have to offer. Okay. So with Sally, I would go again into her morning routine. I would ask more questions about what time she gets up, if she drinks coffee, if she likes working out, what kind of workouts does she like doing, and even deeper dive. Okay. And again, this part can get tricky because sometimes we may jump to a conclusion that may not be the right fit for them, right? So we need to listen to what she's into. Sally may need a quick workout, but maybe she enjoys bar classes. And when maybe she says quick, she means 30 minutes, right? And so again, you have to really listen to assure that they're being heard with the problem that they have so that you can personalize the solution that you suggest, okay? And then you connect them to a pack. I tell them the Totle-Solution pack that I think that they would need. And sometimes we just need to be told, right? And that will relate to everything that they struggle with. So I try to connect all of the things that Sally told me about what she was struggling with and then connect it to the pack and explain why. Because so often, we will suggest a pack to somebody and they may not understand the mass of what it can do for their life, right? So we have to make it logical. We have to make it make sense for, what we can offer them. But then in addition to that, she says a quick 30-minute workout with bar blend, energize in the AM to get her going, a community of people, and a coach like me to help keep her accountable each morning, right? Again, I try to make it make sense for that person because we do things that make sense. We do things that are logical. And when we can paint that picture for them and allow them to see how we can help them, it can really, really make a big impact, okay? What I found in my years as a coach is that people really want to feel heard. They want to know what's in it for them. You can address what's in it for them if you know what they need, right? So again, those questions, those little hints, those things that you look for so that you can truly connect them with what they need in their lives. And again, we are blessed to be given with so many tools with Beachbody. It can get overwhelming. And as I was telling Sandy, as I was telling Sandy earlier, our job as leaders is to make it simple for people. And with all of the overwhelm that can come with health and fitness, you guys, we want to simplify it. We have the opportunity to do that for so many people, okay? You need to put purpose behind your choices for a potential customer, a purpose behind the pack so that it can address the short-term goals while also providing lifelong solutions. Now, does this take time and effort? Yes, okay? Does it take practice to build confidence in having these conversations? 100% yes. Is it a process? Yes, okay? But one that fosters, long-term results for people and one that creates Beachbody lifers.
You should have used Sandy as your example, right?
Sandy.
Okay. So my favorite part in your whole thing and what I latched onto is ask the questions again. I think that we get so used to saying, oh, you're a busy mom, you have no time. Okay, 21-day fix, and it's like we get so used to just prescribing that we don't listen to what ails them, or what's going on. And so you ask the questions again and you repeat back and you're clear. And that is good coaching, really, is to get to the root of it. Because you don't want to just sell them something. This business is relational. It's not transactional. It's if they come to you and they say, I want a 21-day program, then you could say, oh, I've got all these choices. But they're not coming to you. They're just saying, I have to lose 5 pounds before Christmas. So you have to deduce, wait a minute, are they into a quick thing here or do they want long-term results?
Yes.
So I love the line of questioning that you do. Thank you so much for making it like nice and simple to understand. So last but not least, you have superpowers, right? Because you have had to flex so many muscles as a coach in a decade. Tell me what your superpowers are.
Oh, my superpower. Well, belief is a big superpower, I think. And, in my 10 years as a coach, it hasn't always been easy. And I always tell my team, this business is like a roller coaster. You have ups and you have downs. But one of the things that you have to avoid, or that I've really learned to learn from, is my failures and my mistakes. And I heard on a podcast, I believe it was Bob Heilig, he had talked about how those who are successful are the ones who stand upon a mountain of their failures rather than letting themselves get buried by those failures. And I have been able to do that so many times in my business, like seeing my failures and saying, okay, I can either let this bury me and I can throw my hands up and give up, or I can learn, like, how can I be better? How can I use this as a learning lesson? And so I've been able to do that. And that has built my belief in not only this business, not only myself as a coach and as a mom and as a human, like it has built my belief so much, because I have been able, and even when I didn't believe, you guys, and this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. If you don't have that belief in yourself right now, or belief in this business, you got to find it and you've got to hang on to it. And when I first started as a coach, I looked to other leaders, which there are so many amazing leaders in this company, you guys. Like, I would look to other people and I would say, okay, if she could do it, so could I. I'm going to borrow her belief, right? And so I'm going to encourage you to borrow my belief, okay? And you, because you all can do this. And again, to go off of what Keyshawn said, you guys, we have a gift. We have a gift that we can give to people that goes far beyond health and fitness. It goes far beyond a shake and a workout. We have communities of women who will step up and help you. When your daughter, I just had a challenger recently, her daughter got diagnosed with cancer. She's 9. Another challenger, she lost her 16-year-old son, and we pulled together as a community to support her, to love her, to be there for them, okay? We have a responsibility to share that with other people. And my belief in what we have to offer and the power that we can provide is so incredibly strong that it can't be put out. Like, you cannot diminish my fire in this business 10 years later, right? Because over the past 10 years, I have seen lives changed. I have seen people impacted. I have seen my own life, my own person become something that I never imagined possible. And I just, that right there, that belief, that's my superpower.
And that takes a lot of strength to build that belief. Thank you so much, Amy. I know I talked about at the very beginning of the call, my favorite Jim Rohn quote, and that is, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Yeah. And this is a moment where the sisterhood links arms and we just behave better. We improve ourselves. We grow ourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. You're the last call of the year. Next week I have Kevin Shaw with an incredible presentation. But as the last coach of the year, thank you so much. I hope you have a very happy holiday. Now I guess it's back to cooking and shopping, right?
Yes, and cleaning. Cooking, shopping, cleaning. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye out of the stream. I cannot talk. Thank you everybody for joining in the call today. It was such good energy and such good tips. Keyshawn and Amy, thank you so much. I just want to take this opportunity and thank all of you. I want you to have a very, very happy holiday, a safe holiday. Enjoy being present with your families, and I will see you here next week. All right. Bye-bye.